All right, and 3, 2, 1. Welcome to a Wednesday night opening round preview of the Sydney Swans versus the Baggers tomorrow at the SCG. We are the Monday Blues. George here, joined by Andy and Carl tonight with a special guest, Mads from True Bloods. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us, mate. We'll throw to you first.
Boys, an absolute pleasure. I don't know how you get around starting a podcast at 9 p.m. That is,
that's my fault.
I don't know how old you boys are, but usually I'm tucked up in bed at this time. So you've got me on a good night, mate. And the only reason is because I'm shooting up to Sydney tomorrow to watch my boys have a crack at your boys in opening round. How good is that?
Can't wait.
Are you guys getting up?
Yep. Early flight. Can't wait.
How early are we talking? If you do your podcast at 9 p.m., how early is the flight? Are you jumping on at 4:30 or?
No, it's close actually. It's a midday flight. No, I'm joking. Yeah, we got an 8:30. We got an 8:30 a.m. flight. So
yeah, ripper.
We're keen. We're keen.
We are. We got 100% record.
What's that?
We got 100% record for opening round. Let me say that, Andy. You and I went for Brizzy.
And there it is. There it is.
I've kicked off early. Sorry, you were saying.
I've been looking forward to getting one of you guys on from True Bloods because, you would have felt the tension between the Swans and Carlton supporters over the last few months.
Yeah.
How have you found that? How have you guys had an increase in interactions with Carlton fans?
Dude, you're a pretty easy supporter base to get engaged, right? it doesn't take a lot. You don't have to sort of be a genius at social media to say, I actually want to rile up a few Carlton supporters here. I'm going to devise a plan and I'm going to work on this. It's going to go through a number of drafts. Then I'm going to release it and it's going to be this genius trap set. You really don't have to do any of that. With all due respect, fellas. With all due respect.
We know, mate. We know. I am that audience.
You're a damaged group of people. You've been in a perpetual rebuild for 20 years. There's a chip on your shoulder. And I think everyone knows that. And that's why everybody listens to SEN after you get done. That's why everybody jumps on Blue Abroad with Terry and listens to you guys because you deliver some good content when you're not going so well.
sounds like us.
He knows.
Name one person who doesn't know. You can't. In that trade period, I think we had in like 3 days. I think we had like 2 million engagements in our posts, and we were just going because we did this whole thing. It was actually there's a Lebanese bloke that follows the Bloods, and he's a mad Blood supporter, and he actually started saying it mid-season. He's like, I reckon we should go after Charlie Curnow. And I'm like, yeah, righto, mate. Charlie's going to leave Carlton. Shut up. And it ends up, gets steam. And we started doing this this meter on our reels, the Cur now or Cur later sort of meter, and sort of things would happen and it'd go one way or the other. And obviously trade period happens, and we were pumping that pretty hard. And then he I don't know if you guys saw this, but then he followed us on Instagram before he'd made a choice, which just went bananas, and was the catalyst for a lot of Carlton supporters jumping on and starting to sort of discuss how few tackles he has and how he doesn't chase when the ball hits the ground instead of the 2 Colemans that he'd won in the last couple of years. So it was good value.
I absolutely love how everybody's just like, Charlie's a dud now. He's a dud. He's a spud.
The narrative did change. Although it was, I think last year was probably the year where a lot more not so much discussion, because it was like a taboo thing. I think we started talking about it in 24 when we said it doesn't. I don't know, some of the efforts or some of the the plays compared to, like, say, a Harry, who we were seeing working his ass off, just wasn't sitting right with a couple of us as well. And then, it was almost taboo to question Charlie. Like with the fan base, it was just you don't question him, right? He's the Messiah.
It looked like he'd checked out, right? It looked like that.
Mm.
You've seen other players leave football clubs, and the lead up to actually requesting the trade or moving in any way, shape, or form is generally that drop in second and third efforts. So, the writing was on the wall, really.
He made it pretty obvious, though.
Yeah.
He went just straight down, nothing completely.
Yeah.
Good point.
Which doesn't really help your value. That pisses off Carlton as well, right?
Mm. Yeah,
and it probably doesn't. It doesn't help your value with the contract. I mean, of course he's going to get good money, but when you see football clubs aren't dumb. When you see characteristics of people, you're wary of it. It's big money now.
We called it a couple of years ago about Charlie, and everyone, all our supporters were like, "Nah, you're off your heads," and you could see it, man. He just turned to shit. No, I'm not going to say shit, but he dropped.
But you know the talent though, and I mean, I was lucky enough to meet him a couple of weeks ago, right? And I'd never met him before, but fuck, he seems happy. No, no offense. Like he seems like a weight's lifted off his shoulders for better or for worse. And was he? Was there potentially dishonesty in the way he went about it? Maybe. I'd argue, is everyone dishonest in these sort of dealings? Maybe. But you can look at the efforts he's putting in that year. Yes, he was hampered by injury, but I mean, it wasn't long ago he's winning back-to-back Colemans, and that's what we've needed. We've needed a guy like that for that long. We honestly thought maybe Logan would be part of the trade to get him. Having a look at how he's been interacting with Logan has been really pleasing for me, because I certainly wasn't sold on Logan McDonald, but I think there might be some improvement there.
When did you think, holy shit, this is real? At what point last year did you think, shit, we're actually going to get Charlie Curnow? Because
when he followed us, he followed us on Instagram, that's sort of made it a little bit real. But seeing him wander into Swans HQ with Coxie and his manager and his missus, I think a mate of mine knows his missus, and I was pissed one night, and I think this was in July or August, and she I think they got engaged or something. I'm like, congratulations. It'll be great to, go for a surf early in Bondi and shit like that. But not ever thinking that it was ever going to happen. It's still pretty surreal until, I got up for a match, see him a couple of weeks ago, an intra-club that they did, and just seeing him there, I was just like, shit, that's Charlie Curnow, and he's in red and white. So it's still pretty surreal. It probably won't really kick in until tomorrow, I wouldn't have thought. Well, what's your view? I mean, obviously the Carlton perspective for mine has been a lot of you have jumped off him, guys that I've got a lot of Carlton supporter mates and guys that just fucking adored him are just like so off him, and it's like they never rated him at all. But I mean, surely he leaves it's a lot on Harry Mackay, right?
Oh, absolutely. I've always personally said, I wish Harry had the natural ability that Charlie has, because I feel like Harry has always had to work harder, right? But he was just not up to that natural ability as far as Charlie goes. And on the flip side, I wish Charlie worked as hard as Harry, because they'd both be unstoppable. But from my point of view, I hate him. Like I want him to see nothing but misery. Like, I need him to win the Coleman. So I'm not joking. I need him to win the Coleman. but just kick to 0 against Carlton, then we're good.
I think what you guys will find interesting tomorrow night. Have you ever been to the SCG before?
Yeah, I went last year. Yeah.
I think what you'll find interesting is there will be no booing of Ollie Florent and Will Hayward in any way, shape, or form. I don't think.
So they're very well respected players from the fan base, because I could tell from the verbatim and coming out from the supporters after the trade, and that was going to be one of my questions. How you felt about what you gave up, what the trade was, but there was quite a lot of noise and annoyance from large groups of the Swans fans about what, not so much what you gave up, but the types of players and the people around the club that Wilbur and Ollie were.
The reality is you can't get something for nothing, right? That's the reality. I mean, we mucked it. I went on Blue Broad with Terry, and I mucked around. I'm like, you maybe have a player and a second round pick, and that obviously sent the fucking people in the chat into a frenzy. But the reality is, you can't get a back-to-back Coleman medalist in the last couple of years for a bag of chips and a can of Coke, boys. That's just the reality. Now, the people who are saying, they'll never forgive the club for giving up Will Hayward, they're probably the same people that after the 2022 Schmozzler grand final are going, well, why haven't we changed anything? You know what I mean? It's a business at the end of the day. You need to make wholesale change to go to that next level. It's too important to too many people to just go, actually, sorry, we really like him. He's really good. He's really good friends with everyone. We're going to keep him. Sorry, Charlie. It doesn't work like that. And if you're really honest with yourself as a supporter, you go, well, sometimes you've just got to be a prick and make that move. And I mean, we knew Will and Ollie really well. Doozy sponsored the pod for ages.
Well,
so we knew him. So it was, it was hectic for them. There were a lot of tears. A lot of tears. They didn't want to go. I think it's fantastic that they went together. And I think, and just from the looks of it, I think Carlton have been pumping them on socials as much as we've been pumping Charlie. They seem to have been good for the locker room as well, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I've noticed. I've noticed Will Hayward really being that,
especially him,
yeah. He's really been that voice in the locker room, that voice at open training, where he's just having a laugh with the boys, but he's also being that kind of teacher as well. He's coming from a team with really good culture, to a team that is really trying to fix its culture. Yeah. So and like just going off what you mentioned earlier, how you guys needed change after that grand final. We're both teams that needed to tweak something.
Yeah.
And we needed kind of a circuit breaker. You guys, it's going into that premiership window, right? For us, it's we're starting from way back now. We're talking about fixing culture and getting the foundations right again. So we both needed that circuit breaker. So I think we can both sit back and say, I think both clubs will be pretty happy with that trade. And I think we will be for a long time.
100%. I think, I think we're probably getting too far into the pleasantries here for the eve of opening round. But I like, honestly, if you
Fuck
are
Sydney.
There it is.
If you're objective about the trade, it's with having no games being played, it's a win-win for both sides. Both sides get something, fill a gap, that they were missing. So it'll be fascinating to see how it's panned out. I mean, what do you think was the reason that Charlie wanted to leave? Was it A, because he didn't like Voss? Was it B, because Luke Sayers had his cock out in sort of February last year? Where do you guys sit on the reasoning behind it?
You can go through the whole alphabet. There's a reason for every letter of the alphabet, I reckon.
I think you touched on not so much Voss in particular, right? Because I think Charlie had his not so much his way, but it's Charlie Curnow, right?
Yeah.
Flexes the biceps. You got 70, 80,000 people that adore you. You've got kids memberships named after you. Like you were almost immortalized.
It's so cooked when you look at it like that, isn't it?
Honestly, he was like almost like this figure that was untouchable within the club. I feel like as well, and you touched on it a lot earlier, the fan base, that pressure that it brings, I guess, and when the spotlight's on, not so much from a coaching perspective, like you've got the fan base and they call it the footy bubble, and Melbourne, all that kind of stuff, and obviously in Sydney it's a little bit different with NRL being predominantly the biggest sport in the state. Lifestyle reasons for me, I felt like he probably thought, okay, I can get good coin, I can enjoy what I want to do outside of footy, I can probably do really well with my investments and life after footy, and this is an opportunity maybe for a reset button. Yes, it's a few years into the contract, and whether it was driven more by him rather than I personally think it was driven more by him rather than like an agent or a club pushing him out.
He seems to be his own person, right? And who marches to the beat of his own drum. Like compare that, say, to a Christian Petrarca, right? I think they're totally different people. He's very much, I think he's guided by, and same with a Zach Merritt, right? They're all guided by people around them. They get advice from many different facets of their life. I don't see Charlie as a person who would do that, really.
I mean, riding his bike to a game in
sandals
or flip flops, he was wearing thongs or something. That tells you, he strums.
That showed you that he was checked out after that.
Well, because it goes back. Like, there's been a lot made up about when Ed retired, and I mean, at the end of the day, you're an elite athlete. Like, you don't require a sibling or a best mate there to perform at an elite level. Like, but it seemed to have an impact on him or an effect on him. But he arguably had a lot of really good mates at the footy club, and still does, of course. And that'll be the key thing tomorrow. First bounce,
no handshakes.
Right? Don't.
What will you throw a beer on the ground if Cripper rolls down there and shakes his hand?
I'll microwave my membership. No way.
Yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did, because we're the nice club.
We are. I just think back to Bryce Gibbs carrying Bryce Gibbs off. We carried Bryce Gibbs off while he was in an Adelaide jumper. Like, that's like ingrained into my soul.
That's membership microwavable material, right? I forgot about that.
Even if it's for the optics.
Yeah, as an opposition fan, how could you respect our club when we, like,
shit, I forgot about that.
Curnow's probably a bit too heavy to be lifted, though. So
hey, it's his 150th too. They might give him the guard of honor.
Thanks, Georgie.
But shout out to Pommy in the chat. I completely forgot about this. They cheered. They celebrated his goal.
Say no more, cheer squad. Say no more.
We beef with our own cheer squad here at the Monday Blues.
Pommy will go ballistic if any of that happens.
Even if it's for the optics, for God's sake, like if I'm sure Wiedering will will give him a couple of knocks pre-bounce whatnot. But even if it's for the optics, right? Get stuck in, show that we're not here to as Chera once said, we're here to make friends and have good times together and stuff like that. That's another thing. Like, you're here to compete. You're at the elite level. Even for the optics, mate. Like, I get it. Opposite, like you got Curnow and Dacos, and they got businesses together and they're best mates outside of footy, whatever. But when you're on the field, at least give us the illusion.
Look at Toby Green. He slammed Isaac Heaney's head into the ground. They've got a bloody business together. Like it should. There should be an element of white line fever, right? It shouldn't. It's fucking footy, boys. It's footy, right?
That's right.
War without
weapons. We all hate each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, that's all the nice stuff. That's all the nice stuff. How much are you guys going to lose by tomorrow night? That's what I want to know.
Well, we should. I mean, hold on. I'll read you out. This was our forward line the last time we beat you clowns.
I was at this game. It was one of the worst games I've ever seen.
All right. From the half forward flank, we've got Braden Campbell, Joel Amardi at centre half forward, the great Joel Hamling on the other flank. You've got Will, fifth best forward, Haywood in the forward pocket. You got Caden Cleary in the other forward pocket, and you've got the great number 10, Aaron Francis at full forward, and we still bloody beat you. So going by that, I don't know, boys. I think there might be. You know how people say, you can't put too much stock into a practice game. I think the Blue Baggers, and rightly so, may have just gotten a little bit of false optimism from Jagger running around with his own footy. I reckon.
Fucking story of our lives.
We're pre-season premiers every year.
Wizard Cup, mate. Yeah. And it was both grand finalists, right? The lid's off.
Yes. Sydney's light work for us. I think Sydney. We just got to get through Sydney and really focus on Richmond the week after. Hey, they beat us last year, man. Richmond,
dude. I was there, and I was right in the pocket where Hayne dropped like the 5th uncontested mark for the night. It was just unbelievable. Is he playing tomorrow?
No, injured.
No. He's out. You're
gonna have.
I thought it'd be really good for you. I thought, and he did work into it last year.
Yeah, I think he finished in our top 5 BNF, I think, by the end of it.
Yeah.
He had a pretty good year.
Yeah, really.
Where do you guys beat us? Do you see Jagger Smith? Would you consider, this is how I want to find out how deranged you people are. Would you consider Jagger Smith in your top 5 players in your team currently?
Top 5? I thought you were going to make it hard and say top 2. Top 5.
It's him or Walsh. It's him or Walsh.
Generous. It's generous.
I actually don't think there's been this much. I don't recall this much hype over someone who hasn't played a senior game probably since Sam Walsh.
No, well, we did it on our pod. It's Jack Watts.
Yeah, well,
the great white hope.
Oh,
that was bad.
Jack
we all know how that ended.
Yeah, that's why I'm shivering. I'm like, oh God, no.
But I mean, like, he's not. So he's not. I mean, I don't think we're going to tag him. Like, I don't think we're going to tag him. I don't think you just go and get 38. I mean, granted, if you look at the what is it? The TAC Cup. Is it still the TAC Cup or is it the NAB Cup now? There is NAB Cup into the sort of states. It was always, 35. I think he was averaging like over 35 and a goal in all these. It's just stupid games. Obviously, I mean, at that level, if you're that good, you're not up against much chop. But I mean, a practice game in February is so different to opening round Thursday night. So, people were asking, are we going to send someone to him? I don't think we're going to send someone to him. But Walsh is looking really good.
I don't think Sydney needs to tag anyone, really. I think your midfield will back themselves to get the job done. Like, if we do get over the top of yous, which I think is possible, I think there's enough talent in our midfield.
Dude, our games are always close. They're like always close.
We always have to play you guys up there. That's what shits me. Yeah. The last time we played,
do you like watching it at the SCG?
Well, last year was the first time I had been there, and I hate watching games at the SCG on TV. I just think it's a really weird ground to watch on TV.
You know why? Because they have the cameras on the ground level, not the second level like the MCG.
Yeah.
So, and that's why everyone's like thinks it's so. It's actually 5 meters shorter than the MCG.
Oh wow! So I didn't know that. I thought it was way shorter.
No, it's a lot shorter.
No, it's I can bring up the dimensions. I can't really be bothered, but it's because the camera is so much the the view is so much flatter. It looks like there's no space. It looks like it's chaotic.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I like this comment. This was the AFL just allergic to money because
it's ridiculous.
they could have.
It's ridiculous.
They would absolutely sell out.
But it's something that the AFL should, like, the AFL make a lot of poor choices.
Mm-hmm.
They make so many. I've asked for Andrew Dillon to resign twice on our podcast this year, and we haven't even played an official game this year. Why on earth don't you play this game in Melbourne?
Yeah.
I think it's just so Curnow doesn't get his feelings hurt, to be honest. Just like
well, see, when it comes to money, I don't think the AFL care about people's feelings.
No, they don't.
Make it
he must have given him his share just to keep it away from the G.
It's a marquee game, right? You sell it out, you get 70,000 people, and especially like you said, rolling up Carlton fans is not a hard thing to do.
No,
and penciling in that fixture, everyone will be looking forward to that. So, yeah, interesting choice.
I can't wait to smash his on your home ground. I can't wait tomorrow. Jagger, Jagger's going to get 12, bro. Don't even worry about Jagger.
Well, I mean, you've got half your team's ex-Sydney Swans, so you're really having a crack at fixing the culture of cooking the books and dick pics on Twitter by getting successful.
I can't even say anything. What am I going to say? Chad Warner put his asshole on the internet. That's all I can say. That's
something I bet he wish didn't surface. And luckily for him, he's in Sydney, because that probably doesn't get spoken about nearly enough. But I mean, Hewitt's been a ripper. Nick Newman's been a bloody ripper.
We've got a lot of ex-Sydney. You're right.
Mm. And they're getting our BNFs as well, right?
Ollie Florent was kicking the dew off Tramway Oval last season, and he's going to be lining up, starting on the ground for you folks. That's how well you're going.
But can we get a shit team podcast on here, bro? I can't disagree with anything.
Actually, on that, maybe just give us a bit of an insight into True Bloods, how it came about.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, as shit as your club's been for the better part of 20 years, one thing you guys have always gotten is, coverage, media coverage, right? People are always talking about Carlton. You're a very popular club. We would be lucky to get 1 minute on the Sunday footy show, and I come from a family of South Melbourne supporters, as does Deebs. We've got Polly in Sydney, who is sort of probably a newer supporter to the club, but we started in 2018. The guys who do the debrief and the sash asked us if we wanted to do one for the Swans, and that was originally with Flanners, who you may see around the traps, the gather round guy. He's a ripper. So we started it just plainly because we didn't get any coverage whatsoever in the mainstream media, and we thought, what would we want as fans? So we just started talking shit about the Swans since 2018, and it really started to sort of get going in 2022 when we sort of were playing really good footy, made a grand final. The club's been phenomenal in terms of access. We've had broadly our pick of whoever we want on at various times, which has been really good. So the access for them has been great. They really see it as, at times a symbiotic relationship. And obviously this Sydney, I think there's different goals and objectives for a team like Sydney and a team like Carlton, right? You're established. I think we're still growing. Now there's, areas that both need to improve on and strengths that both of those clubs have, but it's just interesting that I think Sydney see real value in it. I don't know if Carlton do, and you guys can probably comment on that. probably more so than I can.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, because I've watched your show in the past, and I was always like, man, these blokes have great access, right? And I mean, we've got Blue Abroad, so Terry from Blue Abroad, who is the main. He's like the main content.
Oh, he's the guy, right?
Yeah, so he gets the access, he gets all that, and credit to him, he's excellent at what he does.
Yeah.
But I feel like even with Terry, the club, again, I'm just speaking from an onlooker's point of view.
Yeah.
I don't think Terry probably. It's almost like they keep Terry at arm's length. But I think we turned a corner last year when Terry got the interview with the president. I think the club kind of felt like, hey, we need to bridge that gap. So
it's the way of the future, right? And if you're not gonna, it's survive or die in these situations. I can see a world where there's a lot of fan commentary and things like that, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but I think the commentary offering in the AFL landscape is fucking awful these days. So there's a gap there. So I think the sooner clubs get on board with the stuff that you guys are doing and that I'm doing, I think the better. But yeah, I'm bloody excited to get up there. I'm stinging to get up there. You guys will travel really well. You always do, which will piss me off, because there is a theatre going aspect to the SCG, right? There's me who's passionate. There's Flanners that's passionate. There's Deebs that's passionate. There is this social aspect of going to the footy in Sydney, so there can be a tendency for you to drown us out. So I'm hoping all the Swanee supporters are in full voice against you blokes.
I can't wait.
Big game.
When Charlie grabs the jumper,
I've been
watching around the
all week. I've been talking about it all week. When he does that, I'm going to get kicked out 100% tomorrow. 100%. I'm running on the ground. I can't wait. Look, before we let you go, I know you've stayed a lot longer than anticipated, so thank you for that. I know it's past your bedtime. It's the Sydney blokes. Sydney supporters are scared of the dark. I don't know what it is. So I reckon we'll get them tomorrow night. I don't know. I reckon. Before you go, mate, thank you again. Final tip. What are you tipping tomorrow? How much are you losing by?
I think I saw us 40 plus at $1.05 a little while ago. I don't know if we'll go that hard early. I think there'll be a little bit of sort of load management going into the game. Sort of take it easy. We've got the reigning premiers the week after, so I probably need to focus on that. No, I think it's always close, right? It's guys like, Nick Newman. You not having him last year impacted you significantly, and he was a role player for us. He's a role player for you, but I think he's so important. Cripper does what Cripper does. I just hope, the way I see us winning the game, and I think we'll win it by about 24 points, is just getting first hands on the footy. This is the first time we've had a really full, healthy list in a long time, and to have Brodie being able to give it to guys like Haynes and Errol and Chad on a silver platter, that would be ideal to see. Because while I respect Pitnet, I just don't know if he's up to Brodie's standards, unfortunately.
You got to watch out for Reedy. Don't worry about Pitto.
That's right.
You got to watch out for Reedy.
Will you be giving the same treatment to TDK when you come up against the same?
I like TDK. I don't know, man. I like him.
What's the difference? Well, he wasn't a favourite son like Charlie?
Nah, Charlie's a snake. Charlie's a snake.
Can you bring slingshots to the game? Just asking for a mate.
you know he's going to grab the jumper, right?
Oh, when he does, it's good.
He'll grab the double
social
cover.
Media. You want to rile Carlton fans up? You clip that.
Oh, we will. Oh. Hey, it's been a pleasure, boys.
Thank you
again.
What do you think?
Do you think we'll win?
I think we'll win. Yeah.
Good.
You know what? What's the weather like tomorrow?
I hope that helps you sleep at night.
It's going to be a long flight back home, mate.
It's
That's
30
right.
degrees up there. It's a hot day up there tomorrow.
Yeah, it's hot as.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
It's gonna be good.
Jagger likes
Get
the
some
heat.
of those. Get some of those famous SCG yellow chippies in you. You'll be right.
Oh yeah, can't wait, mate. Appreciate
Good
you
on you,
jumping on.
boys.
Get
Good
around
luck for
True
the
Blood.
season, except for from Friday onwards. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Likewise,
Take care.
boys. Nah, I've always had a soft spot for Carlton, but fuck ya. Go the Bloods.
Fuck you too, mate. Have a good one.
Good on you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man.
See you later.
Oh, that was fantastic.
That was
Let me bring
excellent.
this back up. Hold on. I'll bring this back here.
Excellent
Thank
work.
you, Mads. Get around True Bloods on the socials and on YouTube. And actually, while we're getting around people, sponsors, Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria. Address, please.
Carl, you can take this.
123 Lygon Street, Carlton. 1-2 Lygon Street, Carlton.
Absolutely. A great establishment. NM Plumbing. All your plumbing and maintenance needs.
Make sure you hit up Norm from NM Plumbing. Best plumber in Victoria, 100% hands down. He'll fix anything leaking, anything making a bit of sound. He's the best in the business.
Very good. Zaffet Zafoulou for all your party needs, event needs, drummers, music. There you go. Carl's already onto it. Absolutely. Yeah, you want a party started. They're the blokes you call. Get around them. All the contact details in our video description as well. Oak Park Fish and Grill. Fantastic potato cakes.
Fantastic everything.
Everything. Burgers.
Absolute. Oh, they're burgers, mate. I'll tell you what, go see Fab. He's a big Carlton man. Go in, say hi. He'll look after you. Tell him you're from the Monday Blues and he'll look after you.
And just down the road,
Bottle Low, Pascoe, Vale. Come see me for your alcoholic, non-alcoholic needs. Come in this week. Well, actually, come in after Friday because I won't be there for the next couple of days, but we are open. But if you just come in screaming, hey, fuck Charlie Curnow, my workers are going to be like, what the fuck's this guy on? Come see me.
10% off.
10% off. Fuck Charlie Curnow.
And Paulie and the team from Absolute Airflow heating and cooling needs as we're coming into the colder months as well. Any heating and cooling need, AC, heaters, all of that as well. Get around Paulie and the team at Absolute Airflow. Thank you to all of our sponsors for supporting us as well. Geez, like it came around quick. This one, yeah, snuck up on us.
Should we put the link for someone to jump on? Just chuck it in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
The three tiles is doing my head in a bit.
Yeah, give us a fourth. Link is in the chat.
Jump on if you want to jump on. Get your 5 minutes in.
Yep. While we're doing that, let's have a quick look at the teams. So, focusing on us. Moya, Kemp, Smith. Looking forward to seeing Smith. Well, so many debutants actually. Going to the debutants: Ollie Florent, Will Hayward, Jagger Smith, Campbell Chesser, Harry Dean, Ben Ainsworth, Liam Reedy. So following on from the forward line, Ainsworth, Mackay, Fogarty, Hayward, Cripps, Hollins, Sard, McGovern, Dean, Young, Wiedering, Florent. So I forgot the middle. Pitternet, Hewitt, Walsh. On the bench, Williams, Reedy, Hollins, Chesser, and Lord. Byrne, O'Keefe, and Boyd as emergencies. A few notable absentees, of course. Akers, Newman, Chera, Frank the Tank as well. Look, coming off the pre-season games, I know there's obviously a couple of games to go by, and there was always going to be a few debutants. Do you boys think that there should have been any differences to the lineup names? Do you agree? You happy?
Probably
I
one.
was surprised Byrne didn't get a run. I get why, but I thought he took his chances. And considering Francis Evans isn't in, I thought he's a chance. So that was surprising.
Would you have swapped him for anyone?
I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know.
I mean,
It's
if
a
you're
tough
going to
one.
it's Fogarty, but you want Fogarty's forward pressure. That's the thing.
You do, and you know what? Fogarty done really well in the in the preseason games.
I would probably only change Lewis Young
Mm.
and what's his name, Dirksen, whatever his name is.
I was surprised he didn't get a game. I thought he'd done all right.
I would have put him instead. Lewis Young looks a bit lost sometimes.
Mm.
They are quite tall. Obviously, you've got Charles, Logan McDonald, Joel Amati, Brody Grundy as well. So they are a tall lineup, and I think you do need Lewis maybe for that one, for that point. But I mean, Dirksen's not he's a solid boy as well. But I think the height of Lewis Young, especially against like an Amati or a Brody going forward, you saw he damaged us. I think it was the start of the fourth quarter last year when he kicked that one from the boundary, and then sort of was all over from there. But yeah, I mean, based on what we saw in preseason and the available players that we have, that's effectively the best of the bunch that are out there.
Overall, so, that's pretty good.
It'll be a really different side. It'll be a really different side that we see. 7 debutants, obviously, a third of the team. We do have special guest, as always, only Carlton. Welcome, Atush.
How we going?
He's G'd up.
Yeah,
he's G'd up. Look at him.
He's about to say something dumb. I can feel it.
Jagger's having 14, kicking 3 goals tomorrow. That's all I'm saying.
Bang.
Thanks for joining us.
Good night, bro.
I'll tell you what, bro. As much as I hate the Swans, those 2 guys from the True Bloods, Deebs and Mads, both funny cunts. As someone that loves talking shit myself, I can respect. As much as I hate everything they're saying, and I can sit here and I don't even have anything to say back properly, I can respect it. So, good on him.
It's what it's about, man. Footy's about the banter. You get rid of that, and it doesn't become as fun. Like that's what you miss the most. Not only the social aspect of it, but how good's the banter. Like I've been trashing Collingwood fans for the last couple of days just for the fuck of it, just because it's footy week, right? Like I don't care.
You're flying up, yeah?
Yep.
You're flying up
tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna kick out the SCG. I'm not gonna make it. I actually have a T-shirt. I'm not gonna show it, but I have a custom-made T-shirt that says "Fuck Charlie Curnow" on it.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we'll see tomorrow.
It's fantastic.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to give you 10% off everything in my shop now.
Yeah, 100% getting kicked out.
Probably.
How you feeling about the season, bro?
This season, but I'm actually weirdly confident. But I'm always like this. Like I'm stupid. Like just before a game, I'm like G'd up. I'm like, bro, we have a chance. Why can't we win? And then after the game, when we get smashed, I'm like, oh well, shit. And then the cycle continues. So it'll be like the Monday, I'll be like, well, shit. And then Tuesday comes, Wednesday comes. I'm like, oh, we're all right. And then the game day comes like, bro, we're a fucking chance. We can win this. We can turn the season around. And then we get smashed. And then I'm like, we're fucking shit.
That's the Carlton cycle, man. That's the Carlton cycle. But I genuinely don't think we're shit this year. I actually think I don't know, man. I got this weird feeling. We could be anything, right? Like all shit aside, we could be anything. So like
we say this every year.
Yeah, but bro, it's different this year. I swear.
And he says the same thing every year.
You know what this is like? This is like an abusive. It's like an abusive relationship, and it's like you just get treated shit by your missus, and you try to justify it to your friends. You're just like, but she loves me, man. But she loves me.
Let me tell you. This time last year, it was one of the coldest edits by only Carlton himself as well. Andy, to quote the great man. Mate, if we get it right, who the fuck is going to beat us?
Richmond being 7 goals up.
We're not going to lose a game for 3 years. We're not going to lose a game for 3 years.
We didn't win a game for a month after that. We lost our first 4.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Bro, I was like, I got sad reading the comments. Like I was getting hurt. My feelings were getting hurt. That post is the reason why I don't read comments anymore. Just getting abused, man. Oh man. But you know what? All shit aside, it's a new year. It's a new year. We wanted change. We got change. We wanted the players to be committed. Walshy signed the contract before the season started.
Mm.
As fans, I think it's our duty now. The club so far has held its end of the off season. Let's enter the season, fresh start. Why not? Like, why can't we beat Sydney up there? Richmond probably said the same thing against us last year. Why can't we beat them? You know? And we're up and about. Yes, they were only practice games, but hey, man, winning culture has to start somewhere. And even if it is a practice game, you need that winning culture. And you look around the club, there's smiles, bro. It looks like there's no pressure. The cancer's out of the club. So I'm backing the boys all the way. And whatever happens, happens. You know, I'm riding the wave of the season. I'm oddly confident that things can go all right for us. I'm not going to say we're not going to lose a game, but like, I don't know, man. I'm oddly confident about the year. I just think if things go right, who the fuck's going to beat us? You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Clipped.
Fuck. This particular game has an eerily similar feeling to a couple of years ago before going up to the Gabba against the Lions. Like, no one, like, we were written off by everyone. I think it was just after the prelims. I think it was, the start of 24. So, hey, never say never.
Mm.
If
I
the
just
Swans
think, bro, energy is so real, bro. And I'll say it again. When the Carlton supporters are up and about, the whole club is up and about. You know, like you see the players walk a bit broader. There's a bit more broadness in their shoulders when they're walking. Bro, look at the work they've done in the off season. Look at Elijah. Yeah, Elijah seems to have turned his life around so much. You know, Walshy signed when we wanted him to sign, right? People can argue about the length and money price of his contract. Who cares? We wanted him to sign. We wanted somebody to show some kind of loyalty. And the number one or number two guy showed us loyalty for a decade. So, you know, like, let's do it, man. Let's just back the boys. And if we bring the noise, the boys will feel it. I don't doubt that one bit. I just think there's something different about Carlton fans' energy, you know, at a game. People talk about Collingwood fans and Richmond fans. Bro, that raw, you know, when we're coming back, not even when we're in front, just when we're coming back in a game, you know, and when we kick a couple in a row and the crowd lifts, it's special, bro. You start to believe, you know. I think if we carry that energy up north, Sydney won't know what hit them, bro. They got like 4 supporters. They won't know what hit them.
As fans, we got everything we wanted this year, though. Like, we called for the cancer of the club to be ripped out, and then obviously Curnow left, Silvani left, TDK left, if they were the cancer, right? Then we asked for coaching changes. Bro, half the coaching staff is different now, right? We got additions in from actual other clubs who are proven, right? Like Josh Fraser. We got I think Lee Adams from North. He's a good midfield coach. Everything we've asked for has come true now, right? Like, we've asked for like we've asked for more role players, like more B grade players that'll do their jobs. We got Hayward, we got Florent, we got Reedy, we got Chesser, right? Those aren't stars, but I mean, it's what we asked for. So I feel like any supporter that doesn't really get behind them now, I feel like you're just dragging it. Like, you have to. You just have to back them in now. Until, like, look, we can all make our judgments after opening round. I feel like it'll be pretty telling as well. There's so many stories heading into that game. There's Harry Mackay. Is he gonna, dominate the forward 50? Is that gonna be his forward 50? There's Elijah Hollins, who you touched on before. There's Jagger Smith. Is he gonna hit the ground running? Sam Walsh just re-signed for a decade. There's so many things in factor in this game, more than just Charlie Curnow's 150th. There's so much on the line. It means so much more for us than it does Sydney. And I truly believe that. I think Sydney don't give a fuck. I think their supporters and their... I think that they give a fuck because they're arrogant. We give a fuck because
we just don't feel it because they're a interstate team. That's why we don't feel it. They give a fuck. Yeah, I'm telling you.
When we go there, do you reckon we'll be louder than them? Because I think
we will.
Yeah,
there'll be more of us. We were last year.
Yeah,
we were last year, bro.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. So if the season goes and turns to shit, where to?
Well, we've got
bring
options.
on all these players. We've bringing coaches. Where to?
Well, the number one thing is that Voss is out of contract, right?
All right.
So
obviously he'll go.
That's one of your biggest chips right there for change. So probably he goes.
And obviously it'll be probably Adam Simpson because he's at the club now.
Whoever.
We don't want it to get there, but you got to have that in the back of your mind because we've made a lot of changes on and off the field.
Yeah, well, that's why I think it's important for us as fans to be patient then, because there's so much change.
I'm running out of patience, bro. I'm gonna fuck. I don't know how long I've got left in me, man.
You would think the club has a backup plan, though. There's a reason that they didn't re-sign Boss. There's a reason they just left him on that contract. You think they have a backup plan, or like a succession plan in place? Because like our premiership windows are now, anyways. Like and I hate saying that because I say like we can win the flag this year. I don't give a fuck. Like we can. Why not? But realistically, it's not until 2030 where we're going to kick in, where we get like Cody Walker, where all these younger players start developing, right? So we're still a while off it. So even if it goes to shit this year, does it matter? Right? This is a building year. Is
Bro,
losing
I
the
reckon
coach
in 2020 we were saying our window was in 25, 26. Now you tell me 32.
Yeah, well, it should have been if like all our players didn't decide to be like idiots. If Charlie kind of didn't want to be like, I don't want to play football anymore, and the Melbourne bubble's too hard for me.
Yeah,
Well,
that's why that's a good thing that they're gone. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing for the club.
I think 5-6 years ago we had really good talent on the list. We brought in some talent as well, and I just think it was poor management. I think it was poor management of the players and poor management probably of the club itself. So like the football department. So I think we seem to have made some really good decisions off field. And for the on field as well. And I just think we just got to be patient. I know, bro. I know it's like, bro, how many times have we heard that? Like how many times have we heard just give it a bit, just be patient. But I'm excited, man. We probably will never have to I don't want to say never, but we probably won't have to rebuild for a very long time if we manage these young players that are coming in. If we manage them well, and we kind of turn over, the older players in a way where we can use their currency, we probably won't have to do a full rebuild for a very, very, very long time. And it all comes down to management. And I just think we've got the right people in the right positions at the moment. So I implore Carlton supporters, just be patient. It'll come, man. It'll come. You speak to, I'm lucky. In my job, I get to meet a lot of people, a lot of my customers, and even just people who know I'm a Carlton fan. They just come in, stick their heads in, and just yell at me. But so like I get to hear a lot of people talk about Carlton. And the messaging I get, especially from Richmond supporters and Melbourne supporters, is once your off-field is okay, once that's kind of settled, which I think it is at the moment, everything just falls into place. And what seemed so far away just smacks you in the face all of a sudden. Like, who knows? Like Atush said, why not? Why can't we, do well this year? Why can't we win a flag? It probably won't happen, but who knows, man? Bro, Stephen Bradbury won a fucking gold medal after everybody fell down. Do you know what I mean? Things can happen, bro. Things can happen. You know what I mean? A lot can go your way, and a lot
like celebrate it like you earned it.
Hey, fucking won it, bro. If I won a gold medal, I don't care what happened. 100%. I'm celebrating, man. So who knows? You know what I mean? Trust the process, and I trust Graham Wright. I trust Chris Davies. I trust Travis Boak, who's in charge of our culture. I trust Patrick Cripps. I trust Sam Walsh. I think we'll be okay. I think it'll be okay.
There's a different feeling around now. Like we haven't put all our chips into one basket. We haven't gone through a strategy of let's get really talented injured players from GWS or high draft picks, that'll clog the list. as you said, Andy, if you now manage the next few years well, and we've got the draft capital and we've got your Cody Walkers and whatnot coming through as well, you can keep building, and as the successful clubs do, keep challenging. Like, look how your Geelongs are on, your Hawthorns, your Port Adelaides for that matter, right? They might not get to the ultimate pinnacle of success, but they manage well. I think it's important, and it's easy to be emotional about certain players, your Charlies, your TDKs, your Sylvanis as well. But as we said earlier with Mads, I think in terms of what we got, and we asked for the change, we asked for balance, we asked for change, and we got it right. So and a lot of the verbatim coming out from the club, from AFL media, is that Voss is your man. Like, Voss is your man. This is stick with it, persist. So I don't think there's going to be radical changes.
Did you hear Voss's press conference? Sorry. Did you hear his press conference before the game? Bro, he's using words like, "Oh, this is combat." And he's like, bro, the way he's speaking, I haven't seen Voss speak like this maybe since he was playing. Like, there's an actual shift in like the outlook on the club, like how we're looking at footy. Like we've been crying out that we want to be more ruthless. I feel like we are a lot more ruthless now, and it comes from the top, obviously. Chris Davies, Graham Wright, but hearing him talk like that, bro, it does something to me. Like it makes me believe that there's not a fucking team that can touch us. Because it starts from within, right? As long as you believe it, you can manifest it. I don't know if I'm stupid for believing manifesting, but it's definitely a thing. It can run off energy.
Of course. Manifesting is called 100 different things around the world. People call it prayer. People what I mean? Manifesting is real. While we're here, I just want to. Someone's been waiting in the lobby for a bit. I'll just bring him in.
Hey,
Cameron,
there you go, mate.
how you going, buddy?
Am I muted? Am I good?
No, you're good.
I'm good, man.
Look half asleep, but
There we go.
Yeah, fuck tired. What's going on, boys?
what's going on, mate? What's happening?
Big day.
Yeah, fuck, bit tired, but I'm all right.
Talk to us, mate. What's going on? How you feeling about the season?
Good, honestly, good. Did the ladder predictor, got us 4th.
Fuck.
That's mad. I love that. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
What I want to know.
No, don't
is,
laugh.
who are we losing to? Because that's banking a lot of wings there.
Fuck, I've got no clue. I put us in the first Collingwood game. We got us to lose, and then the next time we play them, we'll beat them. And I think we play Brisbane in the Gabba, so we lose that. I think I penciled in the Geelong as a win because we love a Geelong game.
We do.
And I think Gold Coast. I think maybe one of the Gold Coast. I think I put as a loss. But yeah, apart from that, we're winning. We're winning the flag.
You know what?
I love optimism.
I can get behind it. I fucking love Cameron. You know what? We'll finish in 4th. You know what?
No,
Fuck,
just
we'll
get
finish
full
in 4th.
confidence.
Hey,
Jagger
man,
Smith,
I like
rising
it.
star. Norm Smith while I was at it. Sam Walsh, Brownlow. Easy.
Sounds easy, yeah.
Far out.
Lock it in.
Oh, yeah, it's yeah. Look, it's good. I like the confidence. We need it. We do need it. How was your off season? I know you're a cricket man. How'd you find the How'd you find the cricket?
Recently started a club with my mates. Started a club playing with my mates and that. So
Oh,
we're
sick.
playing finals this weekend. So hopefully we beat that and that. The team we're playing, they're pretty good. So we've got to bring our A game in that. But yeah, apart from that, not doing much. Just working when I can.
Are you a batsman or a bowler?
I'd like to think of myself as a batsman, but I bat like lower order. But I bowl a bit of leggies, so it's all right.
Oh yeah, a bit of Shane Warne. Let's go, bro. We got to let you go because you're lagging.
Wouldn't
quite
say
a
that.
bit.
No, wouldn't say that. No.
You're
Am I
lagging
lagging?
quite a bit. So, yeah. So we're
yeah.
gonna have to let you go.
Am I lagging?
It's yeah, you are just a bit.
It's all right.
But thanks for jumping on, man. Really appreciate you. Looking forward to seeing you again throughout the year.
No worries.
Cam's an OG.
Yeah, man.
OG.
Take care, bro.
Yeah, all
Have a
good.
good night, man.
Cam.
See you, bro. We got our last guest, the OG. Talk about OG. Talk about an OG.
Hey, Rob.
Play, guys.
There you go, my friend.
Very well. Very well. Excited, mate. Excited for tomorrow.
How you feeling?
Nice meeting you as well during the break.
It was an absolute pleasure, mate.
Yeah.
Robert's an absolute gentleman. Came into my shop.
Carl,
We
George,
had a good
Owen,
chat.
Carlton,
We had a good
what's
chat.
going
It was
on?
good.
Yeah.
How you been, man? How you feeling about the season?
Well, mate, I've been, you know, me. I told you, we got to stay positive, mate. If we start throwing the, you know, what is it, the bath water out with the kitchen or whatever they say it is, it's,
Yeah.
you know, the players are going to feel it as well. But look, number one, we shouldn't be playing in Sydney first game. Carlton Sydney will sell out any day of the week. We haven't played these blokes in a home and away season in 5 years. Like, what kind of joke is that?
It's crazy.
No, I
yeah.
mean, they should have been here, you know. And, you know, we're the underdogs. They're finalists. They're grand finalists. They don't like to give us much of a chance, the AFL. You know, they love to use us to get the ratings up and can us in the media because, you know, Carlton's arguably the biggest team. You know, we make more news than anyone. So, you know, always want us to sack our coaches or get rid of a player like Charlie Curnow. You know, if they got the sniff of that, they wanted him gone. But look, we're going to do okay. Unfortunately, our backline I think is a bit weak, especially with Haynes and Newman out, and you know Wiedering. I know he hasn't had a kick in a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? So. Unfortunately, but I think the midfield is where if they can hold the ball going back, going into hold it up a bit, it'll be a bit of a game because I think we're very unpredictable going forward. And from what I've seen from the two practice games, we are fit. We look we can run our teams. You know what I mean? You look at that Brisbane game. I mean. Two teams that you didn't want to play in the practice games, or you did, were the two top teams.
Grand finalists.
Yeah, it's not like we were playing. You know, I got Essendon mates. They were carrying on after beating Richmond in a practice game. Like, yeah, relax, man. Like, we flew up to Brisbane. It was hot, humid. Some idiot at Carlton decided, yeah, let's agree to play at 5 o'clock Brisbane time. You know, like who comes up with that stuff? You know, we played in the heat. Then, you know what? Yeah, you can play Geelong as well then. You know, so they didn't really even give us a bit of a chance there. But, you know, Brisbane had a good side when we played them. I know it's a practice game, but they had a good side on. And Geelong, they were missing a few players, but so were we. But I don't know, mate. The one good thing about what I've seen is that the guys we picked up are good. They're good. We haven't picked up, usually we go pick up randoms from different teams or trade, and they don't look good off straight away. But these guys look good. You know, we've got some quality now as well. And, you know, Jagger looks unbelievable. You know, Sam Walsh, you know, my man, I want him to be the captain. He looks good. He looks good.
He looks great.
You know, scared the shit out of us when he was holding his back in the practice match. I'm like, what's going on there? I'm yelling out, get him off. What's going on? $10 million waste of money. You know, he's already broken down. But I don't know what that was. I don't know. He was holding his back, then his neck, then his, and then he just came good again. Like, it was, it's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, unfortunately, it's up in Sydney. Bit of a hoodoo ground for us. But yeah, I mean, one of you has mentioned it's got that feeling of when we were underdogs going up to the Brisbane game. We had a horrible first half, and then I don't know what happened. Just
Charlie Curnow happened. Unfortunately, Charlie Curnow happened. Yeah.
You know what? And honestly, I'm over this nice stuff with Charlie Curnow. Charlie Curnow is a sook. He left us at one of our, you know, he left us at a real low point. You know, it's like Merritt at Essendon, leaving Essendon at their worst. But the difference is Paul Merritt's carried that team. This Muppet, we've put
He's a
up
dog.
with his crap.
He's a dog.
We've put up with Curnow's crap for years. For years. We fixed his knee. We put up with his bull crap. And, you know, Andy, you mentioned about how we rocked up on the bike and in thongs. You know what? I'm sorry. That is effing disgraceful. I don't know who you are or what you think you are, but when you do that to your coach, you know, that's just, I don't know. What do you say about that? Like, what's there to say about that? I know people say he was checked out. He was this. Mate, we had kids crying. We had built the Charlie's club around him. We turned him into this, and then he doesn't even want to go to Sydney. He didn't want to go to Sydney. That's all rubbish. He wanted to go to Geelong. You know, back there where his brother can cuddle him all the time, and you know he can be around. He can be a
Hello.
like
Curnow calling him. Curnow calling him.
That's Charlie. That's the club call.
Yeah.
Robbo, what you doing, mate?
Watch your mouth.
Under the bus.
Graham, right?
No, but you know what? Because I liked him. I didn't want him to go. We all didn't want him to. I mean,
Yeah,
some
of
people
course.
did, but like, come on, man. This guy's a man. It's like when Fev left. You know, 100 goal a game a year goal kicker again leaving us. It's like deja vu again, 10 years later. But I don't know, man. It's just. But he's
Rob, can I
gone,
ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry.
Yeah.
If Curnow came out and said, instead of doing the whole like going to the Geelong box and then going to meet with Sydney's coach, what if at the start of the trade period he was like, I'm not happy here. I want to leave. I want to go to Sydney. Would you have been happy with him leaving like that?
No, my issue is like, what happened? Like, what you were all okay pulling on your jumper at the start of the year every time you kicked the goal, and then what? Michael Voss tells you off because you're, I don't know, because you're being lazy, right? Not chasing. You know, we bag out Harry Mackay. Harry Mackay chases people. He runs around like crazy. We bag him out, Harry Mackay, yet he does his job. Sorry, Charlie Curnow is paid to kick goals and be who he is. And we marketed heaps around him, you know, and to come out and do what? Like, why did you leave us? Why hasn't Patrick Cripps left us? He could have left. Patrick Cripps could have left 5 years ago on triple what Curnow's getting. You know, even De Koning's gone. All right. You know what? I couldn't give a stuff. He's gone. I don't, you know, people rate him, don't rate him. We'll see. But, you know, that bloke went for $18 million. Like, who's not going to take that?
He was out of contract also. So,
and he was out of contract.
Yeah.
We stuffed up with De Koning because we gave him a 2-year deal because we were too busy signing up Curnow, Mackay, and everybody else on 7-year deals, which worked out for us. We were lucky. We were lucky because look, Curnow worked out for us because we held his contract. TDK, he walked on us. And this is the thing with Walsh. People go, oh, it's an 8-year deal, $10 million. What are you going to pay for a quality midfielder? They're saying Zach Butters is going to be $2 million for the next 8 years. So that means we got Walsh on the cheap. If they're paying $2 million a year for 8 years for that, I mean, unfortunately, but with Walsh now, okay, things don't work out after a couple of years with Walsh. Hey, man, you can't leave without us doing a deal. And we've got the salary caps. Obviously, we must have the salary cap space now. We've got this. We must have because.
Can I ask a question? Sorry, Rob.
Yeah, mate.
I want to ask a question because I don't want to skip past the Charlie thing. So you mentioned that the same thing happened when Fev left, right?
Yeah.
Now Fev was a different kind of situation.
There was more issues to that. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But I think it's still underlying, right? My question is, and this is for you guys and everybody in the chat, do you think the club's management of key forwards, because it happens to other clubs around the league, look at Jamara and, you know, the Buddy had issues at Hawthorn early on. Do you reckon clubs can't handle the big forward personality? You know, like those forwards that have that arrogance, the Wayne Carey kind of forward, right? That bigger, larger than life forward. Do you think clubs play a part in those forwards kind of getting ahead of themselves and thinking they're bigger than the team? And do you think it's management, a management issue as well as the players issue? This is for everybody in the chat as well.
I think it's more the player. I think it's just in their head. Like, I'm kicking your goals. and they just think they're top shit. Because Essendon had the same thing with Danaher. Bloke was sitting on the side, jumped up on the fence.
Yeah. Yeah.
You look at players like a Matty Pavlich, other key forwards that I never really like. I as an opposition fan respected the hell out. I love Pav. I've loved watching him. I never felt like there was like an ego thing. Is it a personal thing? Is it a the club managing that expectation? But yeah, look, in regards to Charlie, and also Fev, and look, Sydney are absolutely guilty of this. It's building up a marquee forward, right? Whether it be Plugger, whether it be Buddy, whether it be Barry Hall, whether it be Kurt Tippett, now Charlie Curnow, they're like Warwick Kappa, like they've always gone heavy on. We need to have that marquee key forward, and we're going to build the squad around you. So absolutely, the club I think has a hand in it, and if you have a player that then starts believing that hype, and like I said earlier, Charles, was made to be like a messiah in the club that you couldn't question, that had every child wanting his signature and photo and jumper and plushes and badges and whatever.
We played along with that. We played along with that.
Yeah. And if when things don't happen to fall your way or go your way, and things are made to was said about the footy bubble, and I just personally feel like football is not really his number one priority at all times. And maybe because in a club like Sydney, where he can thrive and he can focus on his other interests or whatnot. Like I just don't feel like, again, this is just an observation here. I might be completely off the mark here, and he might live, breathe, drink it in 24/7. I don't see it. And I felt like it was more of a lifestyle choice and a personal choice. But
but Sydney wasn't even in the picture when all this talk started. That's what I mean. He ended up there because we told Geelong, stick your 3 first-round draft picks that were all ended up being 20, 23, 25. Remember? And then the media went on, the biggest trade or the biggest deal offered by a club ever. Relax, man.
And old Carlton would have accepted that. Old Carlton might have accepted that deal.
Have turned down. No, somebody looked at that, probably Graham Wright, and said, "Man, are you joking or what? We're going to let this player go for that." Now, look, don't get me wrong. With our hand, we ended up getting a good deal. We got a good deal, but it all depends. We had to let him go in the end because the guy was just not going to do it at Carlton. He's one of those blokes. This is crap. In the end, I thought I was going to. He probably would have pulled this, but then again, he might not have. You don't know. But when I talk about losing Fevola, one thing comes to mind. The coach couldn't control Fevola. Not about controlling, but do good coaches allow players like this to walk out of your club, right? Now, for me, people say, we should have kept Radden and we might have won the flag, and we were done. By the time when we lost Fevola, who was kicking 100 goals a game, we never replaced Fevola with anyone that came close to kicking 50 goals. You know what I mean? And now it's on.
We had that year where we had Walker, Garlett, and who else had Walker and Garlett, and someone else had a decent. It was where they would get. It's almost.
Yeah, but that was 3 of them. But that was without a big forward like that. I reckon we threw out our. But then again, the whole situation at that time was taking a long time to build, and we probably gave away too much to get Judd. Right, but it got us back in the window. It gave everyone a bit of hope who hadn't seen hope in a long time. We made a couple of finals. One we did okay in, and the other 2 we got knocked out, I think, in the first rounds of the final. And now again, we've had a coach that's under the pump who this year, look, we'll see what Boston's going to do now. I don't know whether he's the coach, but this year's a big year for him, And look, unless we go 1-5, then he gets 1-5, 1-6, 1-7, or 2-5. Then he gets the boot. But our draw with the new players we have I personally think this team's going to get better in the second half because it needs to learn to play together because there's some good ball users in this team. And once they know what they can actually do with these guys, geez, there's some good ball users. You know what I mean? So I think this team will get better where he needs a bit of time. You know, if we're calling for his head within 5 games, 6 games, but then again, we can't lose to Richmond. Like, if we lose to Richmond, like, honestly, that destroyed our season last year. It just took the soul out of the club. Because I reckon if we had beaten Richmond, we would have beaten those 3 teams we played after Richmond that we led all those games in. That was soul destroying, that loss. So I don't know, with Jagger and a fit Walsh, if they stay on the park, you know, we're not going to see the same crap as last year. I honestly,
what do you think our ceiling is?
You know, I don't know. I don't know. Just, but
I don't think we have one, bro. I don't think we have a ceiling.
Plaster.
Yeah, because like, look, you're gonna have to wait till like lids off already. Look, mate, we win tomorrow, and who knows what the hell's going to happen.
Bro, if we win tomorrow, I'm booking grand final tickets. If we win tomorrow, no. I have logic behind this. We're a big momentum
No, you
team,
don't.
yeah?
No, you don't.
I do. We're a massive
Come
momentum team, bro. Listen to me. We just beat Brisbane. We beat Geelong. I don't care. It's a practice game. I don't give a shit. All right. We beat Sydney in opening round. Then we beat that tiny club Richmond, right? Who's gonna finish bottom of the ladder? And then we beat that tiny club Melbourne. Bro, we have a really easy run, and we're winning the flag. We're gonna buy in. Everyone's gonna buy in. We're winning the flag.
On that note,
That's tomorrow, though.
on that note, I think we should get stuck into predictions for the week. What do you reckon? We've got the boys on. I reckon we get some predictions. I want your winner, your margin, and your best on ground and most goals. Let's go with those. We'll start with you, Robert.
Yeah.
Winner, margin, and everybody in the chat, let us know. And don't forget the giveaway.
Tomorrow's game or
Shit, there's going to be a giveaway on the Monday Blues as well. So make sure you jump on our Instagram straight after the show. I'll put it up. Put in your winner and margin, and whoever gets it or gets closest wins a $100 voucher to the greatest restaurant in Victoria, Mercadante, Woodfire Pizzeria. Thanks to Carlos and the team over there. 123 Lygon St, Carlton. So, make sure you hit up our Instagram before the game. Straight after the show, I'll put one up. Just put in your winner and margin and see how you go. So, go on, boys. Sorry, Robert.
Is it for what? Just tomorrow's game?
Yeah, tomorrow's game.
Yeah. Just winner, margin, best on ground, most goals.
Mate, I never say we're going to lose. But if you're telling me to be a tipster, proper tipster, look, Swans by 12. It'll be close. I don't think we're going to get blown out of the water. And if we win, we might just win. But I've got to say, maybe Swans 12. And what was the other one? What else?
Best on ground?
Oh, that's a good one. You know what? Jagger Smith, because they don't know how to play him at the moment. No one's seen him, what he does. So he might get loose. You know, who's going to tag him? They're going to put a tag on him? Him or Walsh. One of them's going to get off the leash, I reckon.
And who's kicking the most goals?
Interesting. You know what? Ainsworth.
Whew, I like it. How many is he kicking?
3, because I don't think it's going to be a super high-scoring game.
I like
yes,
it.
there is a duck race this year.
Duck race is happening this year, absolutely. Shouted as well.
Mr. Fine. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Petra.
Absolutely.
Name. Shout out to being purple and green. Love the Pav reference. Spoke about Pav and it's awakened the Freo fans. Love it. Beat the Tigers and North before you get excited about your ceilings.
Be cool.
Atush,
what are your predictions, mate?
All right, I got Carlton by 8 points. I reckon it'll be a close game. It'll be a back and forth game. I don't think any team
Mhm.
will lead more than by 10
Yeah.
points, like the entire game. I've got my best are going to Sam Walsh. I think he'll have like 35 touches and 2-3 goals. My most goals is Will Hayward. I reckon he'll kick 5. He'll have a bag. I think he'll come out. He'll shush the crowd. People are talking about Charlie with a jumper tug. Bro, wait until Hayward shushes the crowd. Wait.
I
Mm.
like it. I like it.
Something.
Carlos?
I'm gonna do something real stupid this year. I'm not gonna tip against. I'm not gonna tip against us this year. I don't know why, but I'm not gonna tip against Carlton this year. I reckon we're gonna win by 11. 11 goals. No, 11 points. 11 points. Carlton by 11 points.
Carlton Wallet.
Carlton by 11 points. Walshy BOG. I hope the clubs and the supporters don't put a lot of pressure on Jagger Smith. Just let the kid play. Yeah, Walshy best on ground. Brody Kemp for 4 goals.
Brody Kemp.
Brody Kemp.
Brody
Yeah.
Did
Kemp.
he pay you to say
Yeah.
that, or?
Brody Kemp for 4 goals.
You're a
just
strange
feel
man, Carl.
Harry's going to take that best defender, and Brody Kemp's just going to feed
Oh,
off
that's
it.
true. Yeah.
Georgie?
Before I go, Bonk Choi, Sydney by the length of the Harbour Bridge, Angus Beef Sheldrick with 30 and 5. Wowee. Trust us to get Sheldrick to have a legacy game. The optimist in me is going to, tip this one and say Blues by 4 and a nail biter. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that Pitto's going to have, not BOG, but he's just going to absolutely surprise us all. Going to have one of the games of his life. If Scotty Tompkins was here, he'd know this reference, actually. I'm not, we won't go into that one. I think that was the Brisbane final. Pitto's going to have a game. Ainsworth and Kemp are going to combine for 6 goals, so 3 each. And George Hewitt is going to be BOG. Blues by 4. And we celebrate into the night. And I get no sleep. I haven't got any sleep. I've just landed back in Melbourne today.
Welcome back, by the way, Georgie, from Japan.
Thank you, bro.
I'm sure we'll get into your trip on later stage. I reckon I'm going to call a draw, boys. I reckon it'll be a draw. And I reckon we'll kick a goal to get that draw. I think we'll be down and we'll get a goal in the last 30 seconds. And I'm going to say it's going to be Hayward who kicks his 4th for the night. And I think Sam Walsh is going to be our best player. I think Sam Walsh gets 32 touches and he's going to kick 3. Sam Walsh is kicking 3 goals. How's that? Put that in a multi. Put that in. Don't feed your kids. Don't worry about feeding your kids. Go put that in your multi. Yeah, well,
Let's hope
good
so.
episode. The season's here, boys.
We're here. We made it. Quick 6 months. Just like
You made
that.
it, man. Good stuff, boys. Good stuff. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Atush. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Cameron, as well.
Thanks, guys.
And thank you to Mads from True Bloods podcast. Make sure you follow those guys. Those guys are amazing. They're like the Terry of the Sydney content scene. So, props to them. And thank you to Mads for joining us. An absolute gentleman. Hope he has a shitty flight back home after watching his team lose to the mighty Blue Boys. Like I said earlier, guys, if you're watching at home, if you're going to future games, if you're going to the game, be loud, bring the energy. The boys feel it. It's important, man. This team can be anything. This team can be anything. So whatever happens, just let it happen. Ride it out. Let's just enjoy whatever this new era brings. Let's just enjoy it and go the fucking Blues, man. The season's back.
Well said.
More importantly as well, Andy was saying enjoy the game. I agree. Make sure you get down there and fucking abuse Charlie Curnow. Make sure if you're at the game, you let him know. You let him fucking know.
Kane Corn said it, mate. Not one Carlton player should go shake his hands. Should tell him.
But I want a Carlton player to go hook him.
Back.
I want someone on the bench to take the hit. Take the 12-week suspension. Do it for us.
Like that first few minutes is going to be like the focus will be, you know, the cameras, everyone will be pointed towards Charles. And I'd love nothing more. I'd love nothing more than just to see everyone, because I've not seen it. We've not seen it. Everyone just get stuck into him. I don't care. Just get absolutely stuck into him. Rip his jumper off him before the siren goes.
Rip those curls off his head, man.
Yeah.
We're too soft. We don't do anything.
Good stuff, boys. Good stuff. Thanks to our sponsors again. Mercadante, Woodfire, Pizzeria, NM Plumbing, Zaffet Zafoulou, Oak Park Fish and Grill, Bottle-O, Pascoe, Vale, and Absolute Airflow. As always, thank you for sponsoring us and keeping us afloat. Thank you to everybody in the chat for giving up your Wednesday nights. Guys, great show. Well done.
Take it away, Carl.
Sicky no.
Oh, yeah.